This is absolutely incredible. I am in Yosemite right now, snowing. I have all these windows open, a web browser, a YouTube, playing in a browser, music, have my messaging. I did it. I broke down and bought a Vision Pro. I was really on the fence about getting this. There's one part of me that's super curious about this technology and seeing where this goes. I think this is really the start of something big, like iPhone, iPad, AirPods. Big. But on the other hand, this thing's really expensive. So here's my experience after using this for 48 hours and living in the future of tech. Now, the three main reasons I wanted to try out the Vision Pro, the first being I wanted to experience what it's like to work with apps that aren't limited to a monitor or a tablet. This technology and using gestures to manipulate things is really gonna be the future of it. It's just not gonna be a big old headset. It'll be some slick glasses. This is a game-changing product. Not perfect by any means and really expensive, but is it worth it? That's gonna depend on your uses. Like for me, the second main reason to get it was seeing how this could help me with work. What's it like to be able to do larger screens with my laptop and to be able to have other windows of information that I may want? Number three, I wanted to see what media was like on this. Could this possibly be better to watch a movie on than a big screen TV with great sound? Now, I haven't used this long enough to call this a review. It's just my initial impressions, and I've included reactions of using features for the very first time. Another thing, I'm going to show you clips of what I see when wearing the headset. I will say what's missing from those clips is the dimension that I see, and it doesn't look as shaky when you're in it. Knowing that, let's dive in. Now, if you don't know about the Vision Pro headset, it is Apple's $3,500 spatial computer. It is not a VR or AR headset. Although it is both of those things. Apple, they can't charge $3,500 for a VR headset, but a spatial computer, yes. And actually, this is so much more than any other headset out there. This thing has the M2 chip that you can get in the MacBook Air and brings the most realistic experience I've ever had. I wish you could see this because the videos don't do it justice. Now, the design. The Vision Pro has an aluminum body on it, and there's the light seals that are held in with magnets. Then you have two of the cushions for the light seal. Now, the light seal is what needs to be fitted to your face using your iPhone to do a scan. One of the things I'm not a big fan of, I wish the magnets were a little stronger because it's kind of weird to hold this thing. I want to hold it by the aluminum so I don't get the front scratch, but if I hold it too far, then this thing wants to pop off. Yeah, it is kind of weird because this glass has a plastic laminate that can be scratched easily, and I'll put a link in the description to a video from Jerry Riggs Everything. He actually does the scratch test on this. Now, one of the things Apple includes to help protect the screen is this cover. I usually leave this on when I put on the headset. That way I just feel better about something good to hold on to. Put on the headset, adjust the sides, get the fit I want, and then just pull it off and it powers up and it's good to go. This thing has a total of 12 cameras. There's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there's 4 more inside that track your eyes. The eye tracking is really good, to the point that I don't even think about the technology because it's working so accurately. I do wish it was made of maybe the same kind of plastic that the AirPods use, you know, something durable. I'll even take white. Now, you do get 2 different loops. This is the cool solo loop that you see in all the videos. Problem is, it does not work well with everybody. So there's the second, less cool looking strap that can go over the top of your head. Now, for me, this wasn't much of an improvement over this. This actually fits my head really well. I don't know what it is about my fat head, but this thing holds enough on the back that the weight isn't too much here. But a lot of people experience the opposite. There is a little crank on the side to tighten it up so you get a nice snug fit. If you do want to use the other bands, Apple makes it really easy with just a little pull tab, and then they pop off. You grab the other band, it snaps right into place, and you got the Velcro straps to adjust it. I like that I don't have to use that one and can get away with the solo knit band. On the opposite side from the adjustment for the band, you have the power connector. Unfortunately, the battery is a separate unit. The reason why I'm understanding about this is the fact that this is a computer in here. There are actually fans that you never hear, but there are fans that help keep this thing cool. It's not like the processing done on a Meta Quest. So it needs more like a laptop battery for it. Now the battery pack, it's heavy. It's probably twice the weight of an iPhone. It has the braided cable on it that is stiff. I understand why, because some of the other cables might get tangled easily, but being a braided cable, when it's on, you know, you can feel it sometimes hanging in the way, or it'll get twisted up and start to curl on you. With the battery, you do have to be aware of movement, since it is aluminum and there's nothing grippy on it. You know, if you go moving around, it does slide around pretty easily. Now for the sound, the Vision Pro has these two open slots here on the side. That's where it comes out right into your ears. It sounds really good. It actually sounds as good as my regular AirPods. It felt like it was all around me. I ended up actually snapping my fingers next to my ear, like, is it canceling out sound from the outside world? Which is dumb. That's really a dumb thought. But it was that good, it felt like wearing AirPods. And this thing also has spatial audio right out of the side. So there is dimension to the sound you're hearing. Especially when you're in environments, it sounds like there's rain off to the side or wind blowing. Oh my gosh, it really feels like you're outside. You can also pair up a set of AirPods with this and take advantage of that spatial audio. You can also pair up other Bluetooth headphones, Bluetooth controllers, Bluetooth keyboards, and other Bluetooth devices. Next, a big thing on people's mind is the weight and the feel of this. You know, it's a heavy headset. I mean, it's a lot of weight on the front. So how does that feel for long periods of time? I was concerned that it would start to get uncomfortable, but really in all my testing, I never noticed the weight of it. It was comfortable enough, it snugged up nicely that it never felt too heavy on my face. It felt like the weight was supported enough in the back. The longest that I've worn this is 2 hours, and during that time, I never thought about the fact that I was wearing it. I was just immersed in what I was working on and just caught up in the environment. Now let's talk about the interface. This is a whole different experience, using eye tracking and gestures to control things. This is absolutely incredible. I am in Yosemite right now, snowing. I have all these windows open, web browser, a YouTube, playing in a browser, music, have my messaging, I have my notes, a keyboard so I can add stuff to it, and I can even type using the virtual keyboard with gestures or touch. Let's close that window. Look at that. Hear the birds? I will say that the windows, they look so real. They look like a window on a laptop. And it's incredible. It's hard to believe that it's just virtual. The fact that you can actually go beside your windows. You could leave the room and your window stays in the room, and then when you come back, it'll still be there for you. Big feature of the Vision Pro is the pass-through feature that uses the cameras to let you see the outside world. In the commercials, you'll see that they'll bring up the icons, and it looks as if you just see whatever you normally see. It does work very well, but it's not as crisp as that. It's like you're looking at the world in 1080p and HD instead of 4K. It's something you notice when you first start to use it, but then it just kind of goes away. The image is clear enough so you can look at your phone, you can see stuff all around you, but it's not as crisp and sharp as it would be if you weren't wearing them. One of the things you'll notice, since it is using cameras and having to process and blend all those cameras together, is that there's a little bit of motion blur. So if you move quickly, you'll see it blurs a little. At times, because it's blending these cameras and the bottom cameras, I've seen a little warping, but none of this stuff is a deal breaker. It's just things that, it's not like wearing a pair of sunglasses that you would just go all day with a pair of glasses on. Now, what I like to use instead of pass-through is the different environments. They are incredible. The environments are so immersive and so real. You have the moon. I turned on the environment, and now I'm on the moon. And it looks incredible. Let's just move some of this stuff out of the way. Check that out. That's insane. And you can easily change to somewhere else. Yosemite. And you can look around and it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere and no distractions at all. Or Mount Hood. This is one of the environments. This is Mount Hood. And I am listening to rain and looking at the water. And water drops, just rain sprinkling. Nothing near me, but in the water. Now if I want to open an app, just press the digital crown. It's incredible. And to me, that is where some of the magic of this thing is. When you're sitting there working, instead of having these windows floating in your normal world, to kind of shut that out and just see only what you're working on is pretty cool. Part of the fun of having this thing is taking advantage of those environments. I don't need to see the rest of the world while I'm watching a movie. Let's just let it be all about that movie. One of the reasons I wanted to get the Vision Pro was to use it with my laptop. You can take a MacBook Pro and connect it to the Vision Pro. So here's the first time using this with my MacBook Pro. So we'll try this out, open it up. Ooh, you can see where the cameras are trying to blend. Ooh, it asked me to connect. Let's connect to it. Ooh, wow, that is pretty cool. Okay, let's bring that a little closer. This is cool. That's crazy. It's gonna take a little getting used to work on something like that. I actually want it down there more. That's better. Looks solid. I don't see anything behind it or through it. Okay, there it is. What's kind of weird with something this big is that it can blur a little around the edges. And other than that, and I don't know if it's just getting used to it, but in looking at this, it is cool to be able to adjust it, get it right where you want. Now I can't do touch on it though. It's not touch because it just does what my monitor is. Now here's a full screen web browser, and that is crazy. Oh my, look, it is fixed in place. Oh my gosh. Hopefully, wow. That is insane. Oh my, what? And then rotate it around. Oh my gosh, I am blown away. This is the first time I'm trying this. Oh, I like that. I like to use different spaces so that I could just swipe between apps. That is cool. You are limited to just the one computer window, but that doesn't mean you can't have other things up too. You can open up Vision Pro apps. I'm sitting down to edit this video, and this is the workspace I have set up right now. A little bit of music playing over there. I have my notes over here. And if you don't have windows overlap, they all stay solid looking. I got a web browser up there, and then my Final Cut Pro. And in using it, everything scrubs. It all moves nicely because all the processing's being done on my computer. It's pretty cool. Right now, I don't see it replacing my monitor. I don't want every time I sit down at a computer, I gotta put the headset on. Monitor is still key. But when I wanna sit down and have multiple windows open and really get into some work, especially if I wanna just go sit down anywhere other than my desk, this thing is gonna be awesome. When looking at text and windows, things look nice and sharp. One thing to know is that there's a little bit of blurring on the edges of the lens. Now let's talk about watching media on this. That's a big thing for me. I can't imagine just $3,500 to watch videos on it, especially when you can get a nice TV and an Apple TV for significantly less. So I really wanted to see what it was like to watch videos on it. I don't know what to say about videos at this point. Things look good, but I don't know if I'd say it looks better than a TV. It looks different. It's like you're immersed in the content and you're seeing a nice clean window. There's no screen with reflections off of it. It's just the video with no hardware limitations. But does that video look crisper, sharper? I think some of the motion blur gets in the way at times, but it looks incredible. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you a screen recording of what movies look like because of the copyright protection built in. When I do screen recordings, whatever's playing goes completely black. Another detail that I really like, that I think is awesome, is that the window for movies is in the format of the movie. So when we watch movies on our TV, it's 16:9 and you have black bars. Not on this. You're getting the actual format of the movie and then you stretch it where you you want. I do need to spend some more time watching movies and do some A/B testing between this and an Apple TV on an OLED TV and really see what the experience is like. I will say if you watch videos and movies on a tablet or your phone, you will be blown away by this thing. It is incredible. Now there are 3D movies out there. Disney has some enhanced 3D movies, which I haven't gotten into those yet. One of the things that Disney has too that is cool is the environments. That was another thing that blew me away. I felt like I was sitting in a real theater. Here's what it looks like. Here's my experience. I am not in a real theater right now. I am actually in one of Disney Plus's environments, and there's the Disney Plus screen right there. But this is insane. So if you've never tried this, oh, it's daytime. Last time I was in here, it was nighttime. And then when you start a movie, check this out. Watch the lights. Lights dim. Now here's another experience sitting in the Avengers Tower. Yeah, Avengers Tower. But yeah, we're in the Avengers Tower right now. And let me just give you a better view. There you go. Hulkbuster, we got stuff over there. Yep. This is crazy. And this looks like a very comfy chair. Too bad it's not real. Oh my gosh, I am so blown away by this stuff and just how you can, you get too close, I warned you. I'm gonna end up just busting my head on something. This last one was Star Wars, check this out. The detail in the Disney environment is insane. This is the Star Wars one. Just check this out. That looks real. Like I feel like I should be able to touch that. Wish you guys could see this in real time, but gosh, look at that detail. Oh my gosh, it looks so real. Now when it comes to streaming movies and videos, unfortunately there is no YouTube app, although YouTube says that they will be making one, and there is no Netflix app. While Netflix, on the other hand, is saying that there's not enough interest for them to be able to make one. But with YouTube and other streaming services, you just use a web browser instead, and it works great. All your bookmarks are there, so it's no different from me watching YouTube or Hulu or something on my laptop. Now I want to talk about some likes and dislikes. I do like the environment. I think they've done an amazing job with the blending of cameras and making things look real and to not feel like a fake window, but a real window there, something you can touch. Another thing I like, speaking of touch, is the fact that you can touch these windows. Opened up the Apple Home app and you could make these whatever size you want, but some of these just as little apps, more tablet size, is kind of nice. So you just scroll through to what you want. Let's select a room. And the whole time we got a video playing up there. Let's look around, living room. Oh, somebody's out there. Let's turn that on. Somebody's watching TV out there. It is incredible that the eye tracking and gestures are that accurate. When it comes to the interface, I love how everything can be resized. It can be placed wherever you want. And then if you do have stuff placed all over, you can always just rehome it and all your stuff is right there. I'm loving the different environments. By default, you have pass through so you can see everything. But if you turn the digital crown on top, it's the environment spreads out until you're 100% in that. Now the dislikes. On some of these, I'm gonna nitpick just to give the fullest picture I can. I've been saying how amazing it is, but there's things that suck about it. Like a $3,500 price. It's heavy. The thing is heavy. And that's like AirPods Max. It's like, hey, Apple, you know, there's a reason why the other companies use plastic instead of aluminum. There's things like this not being glass. I'm being worried about scratching up the front of it. With pass-through, I wish it was a lot sharper and there wasn't the motion blur with it. One of the things I've noticed at times too is the blend point with the cameras, that it'll catch my eye where they blend. And all this stuff is so minor while using it that I just forget it's there, but I want to point out everything that I can remember. I don't like how easily this pops off. Solo loop for me, not bad. The battery, definitely don't like this heavy battery, but again, this is a computer and it needs a larger battery. I do wish there was another power cord or another option from them to use the headset without needing the battery. Right now, you have to plug a USB-C into the battery and then you continue to use it with the headset, where it would be great to have like a 10-foot cable that you can ditch the battery altogether, just have the long cable and use it at a desk or somewhere. But we'll see. It's version 1. I'm forgiving with version 1 products that push the envelope because I just know it's part of the process. Now, after 48 hours of using it, I will say this is one of the coolest pieces of tech I've ever used. Is it worth $3,600? I think it depends on your use. If you're comparing it to a large monitor and a large television and you're canceling out both those things, then it's not as crazy. If you're going to use it all the time, maybe not. But I don't see wearing this thing all the time. I see using it like a computer. The times I would sit down at my laptop, I can see putting this on. The times that I would pick up a tablet to do something, I could see putting this on. But walking around in day-to-day life, looking at the world through 1080p, low res, no, I wouldn't do this. I think we're a long ways off before we're gonna see that happening. I know there's gonna be some people that are gonna have them on their head all the time, but I think majority of people are gonna treat them like AirPods, a tablet, or a computer. When you need it, you put it on. When you're done, you take it off. I can't wait to see this grow and to see different apps coming out. I know when the iPhone came out, you were limited to what Apple put on it. And when the iPad came out, it was just like a big iPhone and it's, what do I need this for? But once the app started getting designed to take advantage of the features, that's when the stuff starts to shine. One thing I will say, if you are waiting for Apple's cheaper version, you could be waiting a very long time. I mean, people are still waiting for Apple to redesign the Apple Watch. I mean, the Ultra is different, but the Apple Watch looks the same since the beginning. So if you're interested and your budget can support it, take advantage of it, enjoy it. If you haven't tried one and you get a chance to, definitely check them out just to experience it. Even if you're not interested in buying it, this stuff is the future. So it's worth checking out so you understand what the fuss is all about. Now, price aside, what are your thoughts on the Vision Pro? Do you see yourself wearing a headset to get work done or to watch movies instead? Would you want to get one of these? Now, I'm going to be making some more videos on this that go more in depth on different features, so definitely make sure to subscribe so you don't miss those videos. Again, this is the start of a whole new space. Now, until the next video comes out, check out this video over here on the HomePods. If you thought about getting one, this will help you decide. It will show you the differences between the two of them. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.